I've been putting myself aside to hopefully save somebody else's life. And now that I've come to terms that I can't.
Khloé Kardashian has just dropped a bombshell that shook fans to their core, and it's about Kourtney and Travis. For months, the couple played the part of Hollywood's ultimate love story, from dreamy beach proposals to lavish weddings and even welcoming their son, Rocky. But according to Khloé, that picture-perfect romance was nothing more than smoke and mirrors. Behind the scenes, secrets were festering, and betrayals were tearing the marriage apart. The shocking part? This wasn't just a breakup. This was family politics, hidden affairs, and choices that left Kourtney feeling like an outsider in her own bloodline. And Khloé's words may have just confirmed what fans feared all along, that this marriage was doomed from the very beginning. But what exactly did Khloé reveal? And how did the Kardashian family's darkest secrets finally come spilling into the spotlight? When Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker went public with their romance, it felt like the entire entertainment world stopped to watch. Two longtime friends and neighbors had suddenly turned their bond into a fiery, whirlwind relationship that seemed to move faster than anyone could keep up with. Less than a year after they began dating, Travis pulled off a proposal straight out of a movie, on a Malibu beach, surrounded by endless roses, cameras flashing, and the Kardashian-Jenner clan watching every second. For fans, it was the ultimate Hollywood fairy tale. Even Kourtney's mother, Kris Jenner, called it one of the most beautiful moments she had ever seen. And the love story didn't stop there. In true Kardashian fashion, one wedding wasn't enough. The couple tied the knot in multiple ceremonies, from a quick Vegas chapel visit to an elaborate Italian wedding filled with Dolce & Gabbana gowns, luxury villas, and every Kardashian in attendance. It was spectacle and intimacy wrapped together, and fans couldn't get enough. Then came the biggest announcement of all. Kourtney and Travis were expecting their first child together. The internet erupted when Kourtney revealed her pregnancy at a Blink-182 concert, holding up a sign that sent social media into overdrive. And in November 2023, baby Rocky was born, cementing their family unit. From the outside, it looked like Kourtney was happier and healthier than ever. Her glow was undeniable. Her confidence seemed renewed, and fans believed she had finally found the partner she had been waiting for. Together, Kourtney and Travis gave off the image of soulmates who had conquered it all, but behind the Instagram posts and carefully crafted appearances, not everything was as perfect as it seemed. Because while their love story may have looked like a dream, the cracks were already forming, and those cracks were about to turn into fractures that no amount of roses could hide. As the public swooned over Kourtney and Travis's fairy tale romance, there was one detail that fans and insiders couldn't ignore: Travis Barker's complicated past. Because while Kourtney was celebrating new beginnings, Travis was carrying a reputation that had haunted him for years. The rock star drummer had never been shy about his turbulent relationships, even admitting publicly that monogamy was never something he fully embraced. In fact, he once confessed to being unfaithful with 13 different women at the same time during his marriage to ex-wife Shanna Moakler. For many, this revelation painted a clear picture. Travis was passionate, yes, but he was also reckless with loyalty. And that wasn't the only time he strayed. His very first marriage to Melissa Kennedy ended in divorce within a year, and he later admitted he had been unfaithful almost from the start. Patterns of betrayal seemed to follow him from one relationship to the next, leaving behind a trail of heartbreak and mistrust. Even before he and Kourtney went public, rumors swirled about Travis's reluctance to settle down. In interviews, he often spoke about his love for freedom, hinting that commitment wasn't something he believed in long term. To some, it sounded like a warning sign that Kourtney might be ignoring in the rush of their whirlwind romance. But perhaps the most explosive claim came from his ex-wife Shanna, who accused Travis of being unfaithful not just with strangers, but with someone much closer to home. None other than Kim Kardashian. Shanna alleged that the affair had played a direct role in the breakdown of their marriage, sparking years of bad blood between her and the Kardashian family. Whether fans believed Shanna or not, the mere idea that Travis had once been romantically involved with Kim was enough to stir outrage. After all, how could Kourtney truly move forward with a man whose past allegedly included her own sister? At first, Kourtney seemed determined to push past the rumors and trust Travis with her whole heart. But the seeds of doubt had already been planted, and it wouldn't take long before they began to grow into something much darker, because soon, the whispers about Travis and Kim would turn into a bombshell revelation, one that would ignite the family feud of the decade. For years, whispers about Travis Barker and Kim Kardashian floated around like background noise, dismissed by some as nothing more than gossip. But then came the moment nobody expected. Kim herself confirmed that something did happen. According to Kim, she and Travis did, in fact, share a brief fling while he was still married to Shanna Moakler. She insisted it was never serious, claiming there was no deep romantic connection and that it was something she quickly regretted. But for Kourtney, that confession was like a knife to the heart. The revelation didn't just rattle Kourtney, it detonated a bomb inside the Kardashian family. Almost instantly, the tension between the sisters reached a breaking point. Insiders revealed that Kourtney and Kim got into a heated argument, one so intense that Kourtney even attempted to strike Kim. It was Khloé who jumped in to pull them apart, trying to play peacemaker, but her efforts only made things worse. Why? Because Khloé seemed to be siding with Kim. To Kourtney, it felt like betrayal all over again, this time not just from Travis, but from her own family. And in the Kardashian clan, loyalty is everything. To make matters even messier, Kris Jenner reportedly knew about the fling years earlier and chose to stay silent, her reasoning. She didn't want to cause unnecessary pain to her daughters, but instead of protecting Kourtney, her silence became another form of betrayal. For Kourtney, the message was clear. When it came to family loyalty, she was always second to Kim. As for Travis, he admitted he had once been infatuated with Kim, but denied that anything serious ever happened between them. Still, Kim's version of events was far more detailed. She even described how their fling started, lying in bed, watching a movie, one thing leading to another. Hearing her sister describe those details publicly was humiliating for Kourtney. And while Kim insisted it was just a one-time mistake, Travis's history made it nearly impossible for Kourtney to believe there hadn't been more. That moment shifted everything. Suddenly, what had looked like a power couple built on trust and passion started to feel like a house of cards, collapsing under the weight of past secrets. And as Kourtney struggled to hold her marriage together, another reality set in. She wasn't just fighting for her relationship with Travis, she was fighting against her own family. After Kim's confession, Kourtney's world began to unravel. She had built her marriage on the belief that Travis was different, that their bond was stronger than the chaos of the past. But suddenly, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had walked straight into the same storm his exes had warned about. At first, she tried to push through the doubt. Kourtney wanted to believe that motherhood, family life, and years of friendship had anchored Travis into a new man. But the reality was much darker. Insiders revealed that after baby Rocky was born, Kourtney's anxiety reached new levels. Whenever Travis left on tour, her fears multiplied. Even his own bandmates reportedly admitted they sometimes didn't know where he disappeared to during their downtime. And then came the moment that shattered everything. During one of those long stretches of silence, Kourtney secretly checked Travis's phone. What she found wasn't just harmless work messages. It was a string of conversations with another woman. When she confronted him, Travis brushed it off, saying it was business-related. But Kourtney wasn't convinced. Her instincts told her something was off, and after digging deeper, she realized the messages had nothing to do with work at all. The confrontation quickly spiraled into chaos. Instead of reassuring her, Travis snapped. He yelled that he wanted a divorce, storming out of the house before she could even process what had just happened. For 3 days, there was silence. No calls, no texts, no explanation. Kourtney later admitted she refused to reach out first, telling friends that if he meant what he said, then it was his responsibility to make the next move. On the 4th day, Travis finally called. For 2 hours, they went back and forth, trying to talk through the pain, but what could have been a moment of reconciliation turned into a blame game. Every word dug the wounds deeper. Every sentence pulled them further apart. It was in those moments that Kourtney realized the trust was gone. She could forgive his past. She could endure the family drama. But living every day waiting for the next betrayal was no way to build a marriage. And just as she began to question everything, she discovered she wasn't just fighting for Travis's loyalty. She was up against something far more powerful, her own family's divided loyalties. As if Travis's betrayals weren't enough, Kourtney found herself facing another brutal reality. Her own family wasn't on her side. The Kardashian empire has always thrived on unity, at least in front of the cameras. But behind closed doors, loyalties have never been evenly split. And when it came to Kourtney, the divide was clearer than ever. Insiders claim that Kris Jenner had long known about Travis's fling with Kim. Instead of coming clean, she chose to bury it, hoping it would never resurface. Her decision, intended to protect the family brand, ended up leaving Kourtney feeling betrayed by her own mother. "I don't trust my own blood one bit," Kourtney admitted privately, echoing a sentiment that had been brewing for years. The favoritism only grew more obvious as the drama unfolded. Kim, the billionaire businesswoman, has always been Kris's star player, the one she sees as the family's crown jewel. Kourtney, on the other hand, has often resisted Kris's tight grip on their lives and careers. She walked away from keeping up with the Kardashians at times, refused certain brand deals, and insisted on living life on her own terms. That independence made her the black sheep, and in moments of crisis, it left her isolated. Even Khloé, who once seemed closest to Kourtney, began to show cracks in their bond. When Kourtney and Kim's argument over Travis boiled over, Khloé stepped in, but her choice to comfort Kim first cut Kourtney deeply. It was another reminder that in this family, alliances shift, and she was rarely the priority. What made things worse was the way the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner clan appeared to normalize Kim's behavior. Instead of condemning her for the fling with Travis, they downplayed it, brushed it off as a mistake from the past. For Kourtney, this felt like betrayal layered on top of betrayal. Not only had her husband crossed lines, but her own family had chosen to protect everyone else before protecting her. The dynamic left Kourtney feeling completely cornered. Every family gathering became a minefield. Every glance between Travis and Kim, another trigger for suspicion. And the constant feeling of being ganged up on began to take its toll. By the time Travis's tour took him away again, Kourtney wasn't just dealing with trust issues in her marriage. She was fighting a full-on war inside her own bloodline. And soon, that war would push her marriage past the point of no return. The marriage had already been tested by betrayal, secrecy, and a family divided. But the real collapse came when the argument stopped, feeling like moments of frustration, and started sounding like and insiders revealed that after one particularly heated confrontation about the mysterious messages on Travis's phone, Kourtney suggested they might need time apart. It was meant as a pause, a desperate attempt to cool the storm. But instead of fighting for their relationship, Travis coldly agreed. He told her to go ahead and file for divorce, as if the words carried no weight. For Kourtney, who never intended for the argument to escalate that far, his response was like a knife to the chest. Although Travis later backtracked and apologized, admitting he didn't mean it, the damage was already done. Words like that can't be taken back, and Kourtney couldn't shake the feeling that deep down, he meant it. The tension didn't ease in the following weeks. In fact, it only grew. Whenever Kourtney tried to rebuild trust, Travis's behavior made it harder. He became distant, often ignoring her attempts to connect. And when she finally arranged a romantic weekend to reignite their spark, he dismissed it entirely. That rejection left her devastated. Then came the most crushing discovery of all. After suspecting Travis was once again hiding something, Kourtney confronted him, and instead of reassurance, she got rage. In a moment of frustration, Travis shouted that he wanted a divorce. This time, there was no apology. He walked out, leaving Kourtney alone with her heartbreak. 3 long days passed in silence. Kourtney stood her ground, refusing to be the one to reach out first. And when Travis finally called, the conversation that followed only confirmed what both of them already knew. The relationship was hanging by a thread. What was meant to be a reconciliation turned into 2 hours of accusations, blame, and pain. To the outside world, the couple continued to put on a united front, smiling in public, acting normal on social media, pretending as if nothing was wrong. But behind closed doors, the love story that once seemed unstoppable had already flatlined. And then came the final shock: Travis filing divorce papers. Whether it was a tactical move meant to scare Kourtney into changing, or a genuine decision to end things, nobody could be sure. What was clear, though, was that their marriage had reached the breaking point. But what happened next didn't come from Travis. It came from Khloé, and her revelation turned everything upside down. Just when fans thought the drama had reached its peak, Khloé Kardashian stepped in with a statement that stunned everyone. While Kourtney and Travis were struggling to hold the pieces of their marriage together, Khloé quietly dropped a confession that seemed to expose the truth behind the chaos. "I've been putting myself aside to save somebody else's life," Khloé admitted. The words were cryptic, heavy, and laced with a sense of exhaustion. She didn't say Kourtney's name outright, but to those who knew the family dynamics, it was obvious who she was talking about. For years, Khloé had played the role of the peacemaker, the one who tried to hold the family together when fights erupted. But this time, her comment sounded less like support and more like a desperate cry for help. Was she suggesting that Kourtney had been pushed to her breaking point? Or was she hinting that Travis's behavior had driven the situation into dangerous territory? Fans immediately began dissecting her words. Some believed Khloé was revealing just how damaging Travis had been to Kourtney behind closed doors. Others speculated that Khloé herself had been caught in the middle, sacrificing her own peace to shield her sister from even more heartache. Either way, the message was clear. Something darker had been happening off camera, and the world had only seen the tip of the iceberg. The timing of Khloé's revelation made it even more powerful. With rumors swirling about divorce filings, alleged affairs, and family betrayals, her words felt like confirmation that this wasn't just another Kardashian feud. This was deeper, more personal, more destructive. It also reignited questions about loyalty inside the Kardashian clan. If Khloé was subtly defending Kourtney now, was it because she knew the truth about what Travis had really done? And if so, why had she stayed silent until the very end? The fallout was immediate. Fans flooded social media with speculation. Insiders scrambled to explain her comments. And the already messy divorce narrative became even harder to untangle. Because in the end, Khloé's cryptic confession didn't just expose Kourtney and Travis's collapse. It exposed the fractures within the Kardashian family itself, and it left everyone asking one final question. After all the weddings, the betrayals, and the family drama, Is this truly the end of Kourtney and Travis? Or is there still another shocking twist waiting to explode? So after all the romance, the proposals, the blended family moments, and the public declarations of undying love, we're left with a marriage crumbling under the weight of betrayal, secrecy, and family politics. What once looked like Hollywood's ultimate love story has turned into one of the most dramatic falls we've seen in the Kardashian empire. Travis's history of infidelity, Kim's shocking confession, Kris's silence, Khloé's cryptic revelation. Every piece of this puzzle paints a picture of a relationship that may have been doomed from the start. And now, with divorce papers allegedly on the table, the future of Kourtney and Travis's marriage hangs in limbo. But the biggest question isn't whether they'll reconcile or officially split. The real question is, what happens to the Kardashian family if this rift keeps growing? Will Kourtney finally walk away from the family machine for good? Will Travis try to win her back, or will he double down on his decision to end things? And just how much more does Khloé know that she hasn't said yet? For now, the answers remain hidden. But one thing is certain, this story is far from over. In the Kardashian world, every ending is just the setup for another shocking chapter. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the next revelation will be bigger, bolder, and even more explosive than the last. So what do you think? Is this truly the end for Kourtney and Travis? Or just another storm they'll find a way to survive? Let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. Because in this family, the drama never sleeps.